Hey guys, it's Brandon with Country Fried Hicks again here. Today I got another card trick for you guys, and it is the ambitious card trick. It's a very good trick, very famous trick. You could do this anywhere. It's impromptu. Before you start the trick, you can have the spectator shuffle the cards. I definitely don't recommend after they pick a card. You have them shuffle it, that kind of ruins the whole trick. But before you start the trick, you can have them shuffle the deck. And you can even borrow decks for this. You can borrow someone else's deck and do it right on the spot. It just takes practice. Okay, so they pick a card. Not going to do anything fancy. Just going to get it right off the bottom here. Ace of clubs. Alright, so stick the ace of clubs right into the middle here. Alright, square it up. Now all I have to do is snap my fingers and the card makes it right to the top of the deck. Alright, take the card again, riffle it down, and look at this. Snap my fingers again, the card makes it right to the top again. Alright, riffle down the deck once more. There's the card. And as you can see, wow, that's more than half the deck. That's more than 26 cards there. So it's more than half the deck right there, okay? So there's the card. In fact, take the top portion off again. There's the card. Alright, now go ahead and take their card. Stick it right there, and then stick it into the middle of this, and look at this. All I have to do is snap my fingers again, and lo and behold, look at that, the card again. Alright, push it out, stick the cards on top, and look at this, snap my fingers again, the card makes it to the top again. Now I kept doing that really quick, kept doing it, take the card, stick it into the middle of the deck, boom, snap my fingers, it's to the top again. But now, go ahead and do it slowly here. There's the card, cut the deck, there's the card, still there. Put that on top. Alright, now I kept doing it so quickly and stuff, but now I'm going to do it nice and easy. In fact, I want you to burn my hands. That means really pay attention to what I'm doing here. I want you to try catch me. I'm daring you to catch me do something here. Alright, so watch me carefully. Now all I have to do is a magical little wave. Whoa. Card. Alright, now dribble the cards and look at this. Snap my fingers. Card makes it to the top again. Sorry about that little mess up there for a second. Alright, so that was the performance. Now I'll get right into the tutorial. And it really is impromptu. You can do it anywhere with any deck of cards. Alright, so you start out, you could spread the cards to say, alright, spectator, I want you to pick a card. They can pick any card. And this is actually a trick where they can actually sign the card. They can sign the card. I'm not really into that because I don't like my deck being ruined, because in my opinion it kind of ruins the deck in my opinion. So as they're looking at the card or while they're signing it, and if they're just looking at it, you need to do this part quickly here. You're taking this top card and you're slanting it up like that. See that? Slanting it up just like that. Now from a top angle it looks perfectly normal. From the side view that's what it looks like. So while they're looking at that, you just quickly elevate it like that, hold it between the middle finger and the meaty part of your thumb there. Alright, and let's say that's the card, 7 of hearts again. Well, not again. The card I had was ace of clubs. So you have it here, and you don't tilt it up, and don't really tilt it down. You want it kind of perfectly straight where they're looking down at it, where they're looking down like this, so it looks perfectly normal. And when you do it, kind of push a couple cards out like that, and then stick it right underneath that top card that's slanted up there, and it looks like you just put it into the middle of the deck, and then you square it up, and the squaring up was actually cover for taking that slanted card and pushing it down. Because if you went like, okay, did that would look really weird. So you just square it up, and then what you're going to do here is called a double lift. And how I do a double lift is that I'm taking 2 cards and I'm flipping it over as one, okay? So the way I do my double lift is that I take the meaty part of my thumb here, and I have my fingers like this, just below the top cards. Then I use the meaty part of my thumb to kind of push over the cards, and it easily makes it where I could get the feel of 2 cards here. Alright, so I could easily get the feel of 2 cards here. This is the first double lift. Alright, double lift, flip it over as 1, and say the card makes it right to the top to do kind of a little flick thing to show that it's 1 card. Then flip, whoops, that was terrible. It's because I was doing it so slow. Alright, so flip it over, don't show that's 2 cards. Alright, then you take it and say, okay, I'm going to take it again, riffle down the deck. And what this is the indifferent card that was on top of their card. So the card is there. Slip it right off, riffle down the deck, and make sure not to slant it too far up when you do that. Like, I'm going to put the card right, don't do that. Don't do that. Just go take it, put it right there, snap my fingers, then flip over their card. And don't do it super quickly, flipping their card, because doing a double lift to get a feel of 2 cards takes just a little bit longer than getting the feel of 1 card. So when you do the double lift and then the single lift, make about the same amount of time, because if you do a double lift like this and then do a single lift like this every time, it'd look kind of weird, look a little suspicious. So make sure that you keep your double lifts and your single lifts about the same amount of time. Alright, so you just did that. The card made it back to the top. Alright, now you really do take their card, riffle down the deck, and you stick it right there where it's out jog. Don't push it in. Keep it out jog like this where they can see it. And then go, okay, so as you can see, it's really in the middle of the deck. And it's about over 20 cards down. And what you're doing here is that you're actually getting 2 indifferent cards above the selection. Alright? So as soon as you do that and put these on top, you're not really putting it on top. You're keeping a deep pinky break above those 2 indifferent cards and the selection. You don't want to keep a little pinky break, because then some might fall and then your next double lift will be wrong. Alright, so you stick that right there, say there's the card, and then you take the top amount of cards that was on top of the 2 indifferent cards off. And then as you push this in, you're going to do a wrist kill, which means as I'm turning this over, as I'm pushing it in, I turn it over so it looks really good. It looks like I just pushed their card in. Then you take an indifferent card, just right off the top, stick it into the middle of here, then to the middle of here, and this is your second double lift. Alright, remember, push over, get the feel of 2 cards, flip it over, their selection. Alright, so that's their selection, and then the indifferent card, flip it back over, and then you push off the indifferent card, take all the cards underneath, don't leave the selection, stick it on top, and then push it in. Then just another single lift, flip over the card. There it is. Now this last part is not really traditional. It's something that I like to do. The last part where I'm daring everyone to catch me in the act of making their card magically rise to the top. I really like this last part. It's called the Herman Pass. And if you've ever heard the Classic Pass, and you've heard how hard it is, don't worry. The Herman Pass is nowhere near as hard as the Classic Pass. So, Herman Pass here. You take their card. Like I said, you don't have to do it. This is just what I do. And you could just cut the cards here, put their card on the table or wherever. Then take their card, stick it in the middle, right there. Put it in. Show it a couple times to make sure that they really know that that is their card. Because they think you're really sneaky or something. As you're showing them, you kind of somehow just make it disappear or something like that. So really milk this, that it's there. Really milk it, that their card is there. Alright, stick this on top, but you're not really just sticking it right on top. You're keeping a deep pinky break above the selection. So right under here is a, whoops, that's a 7 of clubs. 7 of hearts right there, right above the selection. A nice deep pinky break between the bottom half and the top half of cards. Alright, then again, this position here. This is a very important position, because what this position is with this hand is going to provide cover for the pass here. Alright, so I have my 4 fingers covering just about the full front of this, but not quite all of it. because you want it about right here, where there's only about 1 finger width of card on the top left. So I could fit a finger right there. So it's about here, and then you have your thumb way over here, where it's about to a little overlap if I were to put my thumb right there. So that's the position for the Herman Pass. This is the cover. And make sure when you're doing this, you don't slant it up or slant it down. You have it perfectly flat and straight like this, and that they are looking down at it. Not at an angle and not at the sides, but straight down. Because if they're at the sides or in front, they will see the pass. They have to be looking down at the pass. Okay? So you're here. Deep pinky break. Then I take my other 3 fingers and my index fingers on the bottom of this. Then I take my other 3 fingers while I'm telling them to really watch me here. And while I'm doing that, it provides cover of me wiggling my hands here. So as I'm doing that little shake, really watch me here. That provide cover, because here, look. I was here, and then I do this. See that wiggle? So that little bit of shaking provides cover for that. Alright, so you tell them to really watch you here, and as you do another little shake, you're taking that bottom half and you're flipping it up like that underneath the cover hand. This is the cover hand. Alright, darn it, can't get my hand back over it. There we go. Okay, so you're here now, and that top little bit is right above the top half, and then I do another little shake. Are you watching me? And then I bring the stick down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, so I'm there. Alright, so full pass here. Get it here. Pinky break. Index finger. Then the rest of the fingers go in. Do a little shake. Really watch me here. Flip them up. Where it's like that. Alright. And then you say, okay, now watch. And now what I do here is I just let everything go. And what that did, if you tried it when you do, I'm going to do a magical wave here. If you take this hand and slap it like this, and I'm going, that's the card. It's right on top. Alright, so watch. If I take the cards, go ahead and do the pass here real quick. And if I take the hand and really try to do that, something like that will happen. It'll get them all jumbled up. Alright? So, when you do the Herman Pass, you let gravity do the work. You don't try to force the cards. You just let go. It's a lot smoother if you just let the pass do its work by just letting go of the cards. So don't force it. Alright, so you're here, got the cards quite a bit. About this half of the cards are just about a middle of these cards. You say I'm going to do a magical little wave. Let gravity do the work. Alright, and now you're all set up. Snap my fingers. Cards right on top. Alright, that was the ambitious card. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.